Media Group station. ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Steve Lennox. LeBron James and the Cavaliers home tonight for Game 5 of their playoff series against the Indiana Pacers. Under 5.5 to go in the second quarter. Indiana by 2, 42-40. LeBron James 14 points, 6 of 7 from the field. Cavaliers, though, just 2 of 11 from behind the three-point line. Game 5 in Toronto. Wizards and Raptors there in the second quarter. Toronto up 3 right now, 43-40. DeMar DeRozan leading the way. He's got 15. John Wall has 10 for Washington. Both series tied up at 2 games apiece. Both Western Conference series that continue tonight could also end tonight. Rockets home for Game 5 against Minnesota. Houston leads the series 3-1 after winning Game 4 by 19 on Monday night. Jazz on the road tonight against the Thunder, also up 3-1 in their series. Utah 1 win away from moving on to the conference semifinals for a second straight year. Warriors ended the Spurs season last night. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski on the Spurs off-season priority with Kawhi Leonard.
There's clear lack of trust on both sides. The Spurs want Kawhi Leonard. They want to keep building around him. And they've had a lot of success, a partnership together. They're focused on trying to put that back together.
Leonard played just 9 games this season due to a quad injury. Team could offer Leonard the Supermax contract this summer. NHL playoffs, Game 7 in Boston. First period, plenty of goals early on. Maple Leafs up 2-1. Bruins have tied it. That game is now 2-2 in the first.
Aaron Judge and the Yankees face Mike Trout and the Angels. Saturday at 8:30 Eastern and Sunday at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Presented by Barbasol Razors and Firestone.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your...
Give me a hell yeah!
Hard-hitting.
What?
Compelling interviews.
What?
Spot-on predictions.
What?
Statistical analysis.
What? Huh? What?
Okay, so they're none of that. But definitely laying the audio smackdown. It's Wrestling Wednesday on the Kevin Sutton Show.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
That's what I'm talking about, man. Yes, it is that time of the day. It is time for Wrestling Wednesdays. Get yourself together, get your tighty whities on, get your flip-flops, tank tops, or socks, and get ready to roll, jumping out the corner of the ring, in there, and then you tag your partner and let them know that it's time to get downright funky, baby, because it is the moment that we call Wrestling Wednesdays.
Yeah. Can we start this night off right, though? Where's Phil?
We're doing stuff. Let it go,
technical,
kid.
Okay,
Let it go.
Go ahead and do my introduction then, because I need Phil.
And today in the studios, we got some great people. But before I go anywhere, I would like to say welcome to my friend, Just Nick. See, I haven't been around in a couple of days, and I like to start off with my man, Nick.
What's up?
Because he's a great guy. I love Nick. He's famous. I watch him all the time.
He certainly is famous.
And then you know who I got? My man, Dr. Phil.
Okay. Today is Wednesday, baby.
And we
My
won.
words of wisdom for you all. That everyone tries to lose weight, but what if weight doesn't want to lose you?
That's deep.
That's really deep. Really, really deep.
I know my weight doesn't ever want to depart from our relationship. I don't want to leave it single.
Uh-oh.
Myra with the ladies' point of view.
His name is John Cena.
I'm a champ. I'm a champ. I'm a champ.
Explain yourselves, guys. What are you talking about?
We're just
I
coming
see you
off-
guys wearing the St. John Vianney Mustangs volleyball shirts.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Boise.
We just killed it.
You can't, hey, it's a Catholic school. You can't kill anything.
Oh, that's right.
He already did it for us on the cross.
Boom, boom, boom. We won it in 2 games. Boom. It's best out of 3. We didn't have to go to 3. Yeah.
Oh, snap. You guys swept them.
We swept.
Got a little technical at the end.
So what does this mean?
This
for you
means,
guys in
okay,
the
so we
playoffs?
just got out of the second bracket. Now we go to the third bracket on Monday. And then the finals. This is East versus West.
Biggie versus Tupac.
Wednesday. Yeah.
What side are we on?
Yeah. But it was intense. It was intense, man. It was awesome. I mean, we won it solid. Made a little mistakes here and there, but we took it. My girls.
I see your little Lincoln cheerleader there. He was.
He's not a cheerleader. He is a hype man.
He's a mascot.
Hey, it's all good.
Not a cheerleader.
Hey, what's wrong with being a cheerleader?
And it's kind of funny. It's actually comical because Lincoln gets passed around to all the parents, and he peed on 3 of them today.
Nice.
Yeah, he left his mark.
Yeah.
Peed on you. But we talked about this last night about being the coach.
About peeing on each other?
No, being the coach. Being a coach. And it was intense.
My mind's telling me no.
Drip, drip, drip.
But my body.
But I was tough. I was like, this is playoffs. Get it together. It's the playoffs.
Oh, you gave him the epic speech.
I did. I told Kevin, I said,
I got this. I'm like, whoa, okay. I'm sorry.
When we had a timeout, I'm like, I got this.
Yeah?
And I scolded my girls, and they cleaned it up, though, at the end, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They did. I was like, what are you doing out there? I mean, we're
As
winning.
a coach, you miss one game, and all of a sudden, like, they don't even love you no more. I missed one game.
So what's next?
So what's next is the team we beat on Friday is next, which they're pretty good. So we got to get it together. It's like I guess Boston versus Cleveland.
Okay.
Miami. It's East Coast.
When do you guys play the Land of the Giants again?
Wednesday.
Okay.
Wednesday.
Yeah. That's the game that you guys.
That's the game.
That's the game.
That's your only loss, right? That's your only
loss.
That's
we've been
only
prepping
loss.
for that at our last few practices, specifically
question,
for them.
if people are interested, can they just watch?
Yeah.
Where do they go? What's up? Where do they?
All right. So our game
at?
on Monday is going to be actually at St. John Vianney Faith School. 5:30 p.m. if you want to come. We actually need cheerleaders because our parents stink. Our parents don't cheer.
They don't stink.
What do you mean?
They don't cheer.
They're conservative.
They're like
they hold back the claps.
The golf clap.
Check this out, right?
Golf clap.
So like the team that we beat, their parents are like all cheerleaders. They're like woo, stomping their feet and all that. And our side's like, that's right. You barely hear it. You barely hear
You
it.
want to wake up the baby.
Yeah, the baby was up.
I understand.
But you gotta. It's a playoff.
Yeah, you got to get hype, man.
You gotta get hype. You gotta get hype.
Yeah.
And I actually, at the other teams, parents actually told us, they're like, man, you guys are amazing coaches. You guys did it. And I'm like, yeah. So now if I can get you guys to teach our parents how to cheer.
And this is all girl team, right?
All girl team.
Well, today is Wrestling Wednesday. I brought that up for a reason.
I know. Oh, and we got John Cena with us.
I brought that up for a reason,
Is he
guys.
in the car, or did he go with Lincoln?
Car.
Okay.
The WWE is going to be in Saudi Arabia this week, and they have a new pay-per-view there on Friday. But there is a huge issue. I mean, I don't know if you guys follow social issues for the past 50 years in the Middle East. It has,
unfortunately,
we haven't had that great of a relationship with their culture, but the WWE is going over there, and we have some issues with the women. And
they have to cover up.
I'll tell you. I got Court Bauer calling in too.
We got to talk about this. Yeah.
I got Court Bauer calling in once we come back from break. The WWE is not allowing the women to go.
No.
So we will talk all about that because this is a big political issue regarding especially the women's revolution. Because I definitely wanted your opinion.
This is America, and we don't fold down for anybody.
So
but that's not America where they're going.
Yeah.
But we are America,
and this is a big political issue. So I really want to know your guys' opinion on this. I want to hear Court's opinion too.
I'm going to say something so ignorant, Nick is going to have to go bloop all over.
No, Nick's just going to hold the button.
Don't even do it. Don't even do it.
I got my stuff ready.
We need to do this. We need to do this right. Yeah.
And I did watch the MLW TV show.
Yes, that's awesome.
It was great. It was great.
Nice little flair.
Guild is nice, but they definitely need a bigger.
That thing is packed.
They need a bigger arena.
They do?
Yeah.
Dude, they need maybe go.
I think Amway.
No, maybe not. Maybe the CFE arena.
CFE arena
would be good with CFE. What about where you guys went for NXT.
Oh, the
Full Sail.
Oh,
Full Sail.
the
But
Full
that's
Sail? No,
contracted
that's even
out.
smaller.
That's
No.
contracted out though.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's
that's
true,
even
that's true.
smaller and a conflict of interest.
Let's when court calls, let's pitch him some stuff. I think that'd be
Baskin
good.
Robbins.
I think that'd be good. Baskin Robbins. You can't. What are you talking?
Have a match at Baskin Robbins.
And can we give an NBA update too? Tonight
Sure.
when we come back. And we haven't talked about Raw and
Or
SmackDown. in
No,
a
but
while.
the big issue is I want to talk about what's going on in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and I want to protest that weak loss that John Cena took so he could take a hiatus.
No.
I'm disappointed. Really? The Undertaker? Who could barely move? 72
Don't you
seconds
insult
in the
the
ring?
Undertaker.
Yeah.
We're going to go to commercial break. When we get back, we got more action for you on ESPN.
Court Bauer.
580 Orlando. Yes, sir. Back in the action. How do you say it, dog? We got a little hot topic. It hasn't been like a hot topic for the WWE outside of like a scandal in a long time. So this is a nice one for us to kind of like dig down into the nitty gritty of the WWE.
I want to remind our listeners the Kevin Sutton Show is proudly sponsored by Cruz and Pascara PA, personal injury attorneys. That's right. Are you in a hit and fall? I mean, hold
Hit
on.
and fall?
Hit and run car accident.
That's what I do. If I get hit, I'm falling. I'm like, ow, my neck.
Slip and fall.
Pulling a LeBron.
Personal injury, criminal, whatever it is. Cruz and Pascara, they are there to represent you. Know your rights. Have someone that's going to treat you with respect and dignity and walk you through the entire process. That's Cruz and Pascara PA. Offices downtown Orlando, 407-841-0200. And don't forget to tell them the Kevin Sutton Show sent you.
Phil just rejected my love.
I just
Art
mailed
Digest.
it back to you.
You didn't mail it back to me.
Yes, I did. Hey, Kevin,
Yes, sir.
you're turning 40.
Yes! And we're
Yeah.
going to have a party on
How do you-
Saturday.
How do you feel about that, man?
One is not a party. Let's correct this because people are like, oh, man, you must be turning. Oh, your party go from 3 to 6 o'clock.
I didn't know what time to put. I know that started at 3.
No, that's actually about right.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got to get to bed early, right?
That is jacked up. I'm not talking to anybody.
Actually, the reason why we did it is because it's a family-friendly party.
Yeah.
People are allowed to bring their kids. Lincoln's going to be there.
Yeah.
Chilling.
You got to say like Lionel Richie all night long, and we can kick him out beforehand, but you can't put on the flyer that it is from 3 to 6. And
It's
people
like when you rent out
instantly-
McDonald's. You only get 3 hours because you pay by the hour.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Am I that cheap?
So it's at Ace Cafe.
Is
That's
my
how much-
birthday not that meaningful?
That's how much you're worth.
So it's at Ace Cafe. Food. Kevin, are you DJing or they gonna have music there?
I better not be
No, Kevin's not DJing. He's going to be
double
enjoying
booking me and
himself.
all that nonsense.
Wouldn't that be crazy if he'd be DJing his own party?
Right.
Only my
I
wife.
told
can
people
do
to
that.
bring you Reese's peanut butter cups.
But truly, you don't have to bring a gift. Kevin is kindly receiving
Did you
donations.
not hear him say Reese's peanut butter cup?
I actually started that trend. You weren't here.
Yeah, Myron
I love
said it.
that.
But we are in lieu of a gift. Oh yeah, he does like Twizzlers too. In lieu of a gift, a nice contribution. AllStarDads.org. It's a fatherhood nonprofit. We all know that Kevin misses out a lot because he's out teaching dads,
One dad at a time.
saving the world. That's
Yeah.
right. Oops, my tagline. Man, we would have been kicked off the WWE right there.
No, we be good.
But
You make it work.
But you know, it's all about that. It's all about just enjoying ourselves, everyone having a good time, getting to see everybody. So make it out there, show some love to Kevin. He is turning the big Bo Zero. He's joining my club. He's leaving Phil's and joining mine.
Yeah. Well,
No more 3. No more 3 in front of that number.
well, speaking of clubs, we got the Wrestling Wednesday here, and I have a guest on the line. This guy, he's an asset to us. He runs
Can
MLW.
we say guess?
Yeah, no, he's a friend.
There you go.
There you go. He's a friend of ours. He runs MLW, and
He didn't pay his T-Mobile bill.
Court, are you there?
Hey, can you hear me?
All right.
Not really.
Getting kind of staticky, but we'll make it work. We're gonna allow Nick to be able to figure out if he's gonna dump you or not.
You doing all right, man?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How you guys doing?
We're doing awesome, man. We're doing awesome like always. But
Congrats on the TV show, man. MLW
thank
on
you.
beIN Sports every Friday at 8. Watch the first episode. I had a DVR because I work all the time, but it was great. It was a great
Yeah.
showing.
Yeah. we were really excited with the turnout for episode 1 for an exclusive for you guys on the show. We just found out that we actually grew the audience 60% from what they were doing usually on Friday nights at 8 o'clock on BM
Wow,
Sports.
that's awesome.
Huge. It's the power of the wrestling fan base. People underestimate the fans.
I've been telling Kevin that for years.
And
I'm a closet fan. Don't be mad.
I know you're living that kayfabe thing. I know.
I've been telling him for years, man. So yeah, much props. You got Pentagon facing Shane Strickland on the next episode, right?
No, that's actually next week in Orlando at Guild Nightclub, May 3rd. Tickets at MLWtickets.com. But this Friday we have Shane Strickland in a non-title match on TV against England's most dangerous man, the king of the death match, Jimmy Havoc. Plus, Colonel Parker returns with his new stud stable, the Dirty Blondes, against Jason Cade and Jimmy Utah. And we have Lucha Libre with Ultimo Ninja versus Garza Jr. And, of course, Tony Schiavone and Rich Bocchini, formerly Rich Brennan of NXT, call the action each and every Friday night on BN. So we're really excited.
Sweet, man. Well, Court, I contacted you because this is a pretty big issue that's been going around the internet. It's been blowing up the internet. The WWE is going to Saudi Arabia. They're all there now, but they have the greatest Royal Rumble event this Friday. 50-man Royal Rumble, 7 title matches. But there's one thing that's missing, and it's a big thing. It's the women.
It's huge. Hold on. This is not one thing that's missing. This is I'm furious, Court. I'm going to have you defend and talk to us on someone on the inside, but then I'm going to step back and say how disappointed I am at this movement.
Yeah, this is one of those things where they looked at the zeros in the check and are going to be tone deaf to
the gender
what's going on in society and what's going on for their own women's revolution. Is it a superficial marketing term, or are they really all in on it? Because on the one hand, you have Rowdy Ronda Rousey, who they're pegging possibly to headline next year's WrestleMania in the New York area. But on the other hand, they're going to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and they're bringing an all-star, who's who WrestleMania caliber lineup. 10 big matches, The Undertaker, 50-man Royal Rumble, Chris Jericho, the Great Khali even is going out there. But because of the state of things in Saudi Arabia, no women will be performing, no women will be on tour, no women will be showcased.
Not even Renee.
Hold on. Okay, so basically, as a female in wrestling, we have a price, and we've just been bought out. This is what they're saying.
A very specific promoter, Vince McMahon decided that he'd rather take the check and all those zeros than back what he's been marketing.
I am beyond furious, Court. You're just a messenger, okay? I'm not furious at you.
It's not what I believe in. It's not what I would do, but it's what Vince McMahon decided to do. He himself flew all the way out there to close the deal. That's how excited he was about it. My feeling as a promoter, and this is what I would have done. This is WWE. Their resources are endless. What I would do just to keep the women represented, if you got to do that deal, if you think it's just something you can't turn down, so many zeros, so many millions and millions of dollars, it's your network, it's the WWE network. Do an old school WrestleMania 2 play. Have a women's only show here in New York, celebrate women, the whole first only show in the history where it's all women in a big market, and sprinkle those matches in and make it really the greatest Royal Rumble, because without women it can't be the greatest Royal Rumble ever.
No. And I'm just, first of all, Court, as much money as the WWE is, as much female support as the WWE is, as much that has been invested in the women's bracket in wrestling, and I literally think this just sets us back from everything that we've just overcome, from even changing the title from Divas.
Yeah.
You might as well call us housemaids right now. The Housemaids Championship
of Atlanta.
I am outraged. I cannot, at what point do we value ourselves, and at what point can we be bought? And Vince McMahon has a price tag on his head.
What's an acceptable form of discrimination?
What
if they said they don't want black people there?
You know, exactly.
Yeah. It wasn't as harsh as saying he didn't want black people.
It's worse.
Paul Heyman's not going. He's Jewish.
No, he is going.
Oh, he is now?
Oh! He's going on the same plane as Brock Lesnar, so no one will mess with him.
This is an outrage. This is absolute. I have lost. You know why Stephanie McMahon is 0 to me right now. She is 0 because she could have sat down with her dad and said, as much as you put me here, as much as you made me struggle for these women, as much as we have done to earn our reputation, Dad, do we need that extra money? Do we really need that extra money, or are we going to stand up for these ladies and show them the respect they're due? And Vince McMahon just spit in all of our faces because it's done.
Court, since you're still on the inside, do you have an idea of how much money the government of Saudi Arabia has given the WWE?
All of the oil in the world.
It's gonna come out in the quarterly reports. So for the second quarter, that will roll out probably later this summer, I think, or in the early fall. We'll know exactly probably what they did on this transaction. But I would guess if I had, it's hard to know, but you look at that payroll and the fact that it's a sold show and they're giving up potential ticket sales in lieu of the money, no risk involved. You got to peg this thing at north of 20-30 million. I couldn't tell you. That's a random guess, but we'll know within a few months. But it's a really weird time because it's always the classic case of a promoter: do as I say, not as I do, and that's evident with the decision making on this.
Now, do you know if this will be a yearly thing or is this kind of a one shot? No pun intended. Deal with them.
It's hard to say because they're doing a lot of outreach in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. They have their developmental team out there recruiting talent. So obviously it seems like they want to set up shop in some capacity out there. To what extent remains to be seen.
Okay, well, we do got to take a break in a second, but when we come back, Triple H has issued a statement because there has been a ton of backlash. And so,
I'm backlashing.
We have the statement, and let's break down a couple of the interesting matches.
And John Cena does that video about equality. Come on, John. Is John going?
Yes.
I'm done with him. I'm done with John Cena.
This is all it took.
This is
John Cena to go and play in the beach.
This is it. This is it for me. That video means garbage to me now.
Court, stick around, okay?
Goodness.
I'm giving away my John Cena autograph hat, towel, and shirt to the highest bidder.
Stay right there. ESPN 580 Orlando. All about the WWE right now and the things that are going on because we're going to get back into some other stuff with my man, Court Bauer. Stay right there. Yes, sir. Scooby Dooby 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 Doo. We are back talking to you, and we have some breaking news, but we'll get into that in just a second.
Do we have Court Bauer still on the line? Court, are you there?
Yep.
All right. So I have a statement here from the second punk.
Wait, you have breaking news, man.
Breaking news.
Good grief.
You might as well put Stephanie on this, but her punk husband's on it. So Triple H. I'm allowed to say
that one. The breaking news about the bracket for the volleyball championship, man. This is very important stuff, man. It just came in. Hold on.
Breaking news. All right. So, okay, yeah. So you guys all knew that Kevin and I were really hyped because our girls were tied for 3. And if we would have won our game last Friday, we were going to second, which we won. And we thought we were going to have to play that team that we just beat in the playoffs. And they just got eliminated. It's like, who? It's like Miami just got kicked out.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
So right now it's the Cavs against the Golden State.
So now we're going up against a 6th place team.
Hey, guys.
We just went from a 3rd place team to a 6th place, but we can't get complacent.
Can't get happy.
Can't get too happy.
You still gotta
play
work.
every team.
This is hard.
Like they're the number 1 team.
Like they're the champs.
Oh my goodness. I'm excited though. I'm excited.
All right.
'Cause anything can happen.
Now back. I got to read
Back
this.
to the other breaking news.
Yes. So Triple H I'm actually. I don't even know, because to me, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
Are you already discussed it before you even got through?
Court,
okay.
You can easily say Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. It's just about who's going to talk, because they are one and the same. Mm-hmm. Right, Court?
We're going to hear him.
Court? Did we lose Court? He didn't pay his phone.
Hello?
Court,
Hello?
Court, can you hear us?
Yes.
All right, so Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are one and the same to me, okay? They pretty much, what they represent in the WWE. But this is what Triple H said. He said, I understand that people are questioning it, but you have to understand that every culture is different. And just because you don't agree with it, with a certain aspect of it, doesn't mean it's not a relevant culture. No one said that. Next part. You can't dictate to a country or a religion about how they handle things. But having said that, WWE is at the forefront of a woman's revolution in the world, and what you can't do is affect change anywhere by staying away from it. This is the mistake right here, because it did say that, because the WWE could have stood up and actually said, you know what, you won't take our girls. You can't. If you can't have us all, you can't have us at all.
Yeah.
If we don't come as a family, none of us are going. And then he goes on to say, well, right now, women are not competing in the event. We have had discussion about that. Bullcrap. Every woman would have wanted to go to Saudi Arabia. They were told they weren't going. There was no discussion.
Yeah.
Okay? And we believe and hope that in the next few years, they will be. This is a significant cultural shift in Saudi Arabia. I actually want to be Kevin right now. The country's in the middle of a shift, and how it is dealing with that, the position is changing and rights are changing, as are the way women are handled and treated in society. We think that this is a great thing, and we're excited to be at the forefront of that change.
Phony.
You are not at the forefront of that change,
Phony.
because you have succumbed to what Saudi Arabia has dictated to the WWE. I am so done right now. I'm so pro women. Court, my dream is to have one of the ladies on our show in the future. And right now, I'm so furious that I can't talk. I can't talk.
Court, now let me ask you. You mentioned this earlier about a possible WrestleMania 2 deal going on here. I'm going to try and see the silver lining in this. Do you think that since there's going to be so much backlash because of this, do you see an all-women pay-per-view? Do you see an all-women tour? Do you see an all-women show on the network? Because we had the success of the Mae Young Classic last year. Now, do you think this could be something the WWE women can make good out of?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of opportunity every day. I'm impressed by more and more women I see out there. It's exploding in a lot of regions. You see women from Great Britain to Australia to here in the United States, Mexico, Canada. Phenomenal talent, and they're popping up everywhere. So there's a lot of opportunity to find the next wave of talent by doing these kind of things like the Mae Young concept. I think it's very sustainable, and if you look at shows like Total Divas, which has been a huge bridge to bring in a huge new audience, which is women, to the product, and we've even benefited from that at Major League Wrestling. That it's really changed and altered, and should alter the way they approach their business. Going back to the issue with Saudi Arabia, they have all these opportunities, they have all these platforms. But, what are you at your foundation?
True.
Yeah. No, you're just not anybody just speaking. I mean, you are actually one of the editors or one of the writers for the WWE for a while. It wasn't just like you're just one of these guys talking. I love wrestling. I watch it in my underwear. And
he still does. He still does.
Well, I want to be comfortable, okay?
So this is where it struck me at. Like, as we're reading through this and we're listening to all the rhetoric that's going around through the fan sites, and it's hard to see where they're coming with this direction. To sit back and say we can't force a change, but technically we can, because if they wanted that impact, like the WWE did for us here in Orlando, I would say Central Florida as a whole.
Yes.
When Raw came here, how it changed the demographic of the country, where people start you know what? I'm not just going to Disney. I'm not just going to go to Universal. I'm not just going to go through. They're like, I'm coming for a huge event, and it brung people from all over. Traffic was insane during that time. Yeah, WrestleMania. I'm sorry, my bad. When that came here, I'm sure it would bring a large demographic to them. Even when you go through, and we're doing like the Facebook ads, Phil, when you put in areas over there, it increases the exposure to posts by millions. There's huge amount of followers all the way to the bracket when you're like anything boosting in any type of post for WWE. You can't forget about those areas that aren't the highlight, but they truly do change the numbers. Yeah. Like, Canadians, you got to love them. Remember the Mountie? He was a great wrestler, right? Then you have you cannot say you didn't like the Mountie. Like, we did these whole racial disparities, the enemy. Remember the Sheik guy, the Iron Sheik. You had the Sergeant Slaughter, right? Was his name? Yeah. Sergeant Slaughter. I mean, this was these great '80s wrestlers during a huge, crazy political time that they had these wrestlers. Even the Russian dude, I forget his name.
Koloff.
Vakalov, right? I probably said some type of dirty word right now, but that guy. Mm-hmm. This was a crazy time in American history. We were going through wars, and they still played into that, and it had a huge impact. The toys were on the shelf. The toys were selling. I had a couple of crazy little people. We had the real African shigaboo boo boo boo. You know what I'm saying? We had some real crazy stuff with the WWE. Why is it now that we kind of don't touch that? You ever look at like how we do the wrestlers now? Because everyone wants to be politically correct. Outside of the Samoans.
Because everybody wants to be politically correct.
All that stuff is gone.
Corey, you would agree, right? They don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I've had Samoans in our company and at Major League Wrestling, and I created Umaga. So when we look at Umaga, we wanted to tip our hat to his heritage, but we also wanted to be progressive. You want to be in the here and now, and so that's why you see the throwback gear. He has some elements of his heritage, but then he had the piece in his mouth and his grill and piece in, and had just a different, the tats and everything. We wanted him to be kind of a cross blend of both cultures, so he doesn't feel like the old days of Kamala with Kim Chi, trying to create this kind of presentation where this is this guy that's not sophisticated, he doesn't understand society, doesn't even know how to pin a guy. I think
Kamala was funny though.
It was a different time. Culture was different, so it's like you can't go back and judge it now. That's what it was like, and now it's in a different place. And you have an obligation too, because what WWE does, and this again speaks to the overall theme of the show today. What they do and the decisions they make trickles down through the rest of society, especially in pro wrestling. I mean, they're in millions of homes across the world, not just the United States. So they have to be very aware of this. But like I said, it's almost like on a case-by-case basis. When they see all those zeros, they can just tune out what might be the right call.
All I hear is dollars.
And then you got to, right now, what's the guy? He was the police officer.
Big Boss Man.
Big Boss Man. Like, I mean, this is an issue right now, but imagine having the police officer
beat up all the black wrestlers.
Just being a part. I mean, like, you can't. Like, we are so sensitive right now that's no longer acceptable. Like, they cannot have him in the ring. Did they fire him during the Rodney King riots? I think that's exactly what happened, because you didn't see him anymore after that whole thing. They couldn't have him going in there with the baton and beating down the wrestlers. They had to change that. I think that was the beginning of this whole let's pander to the panders.
Well, Court, before we get you out of here, do you think something will change next year if they go back? Do you think it'll change next year with the women?
I don't think it will change.
That's a hard place to change, bro.
Yeah. They and I guess I think that's the country where it's like illegal. It's like you're breaking the law. So it's like it's either you take the deal or you don't, and you make a statement by not taking the deal, or you're making a different statement by going back and doubling down. I doubt they're going to stray from this decision-making process. I think they're doubling down. I think Hunter tries to do the spin to make it sound like they're open-minded, and you should be too. But it's hard to do that in this case.
Hey, we appreciate it, brother, man. Thank you for calling in, letting us get that inside Scooby-Doo. I love it, man. Keep up the good work.
MLW Fridays at 8 on BN Sports.
Man.
Thanks, Court.
Thanks, guys.
Be right back. Stay there. Yeah, dog. We're back at it with the action on Kevin Sutton Show. You can hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all under the username Kevin Sutton Show, and get into the mix.
Kevin Sutton Show is proudly sponsored by Cruz and Pescara, PA. Hey, do you already have an attorney, but you just don't feel the love? You just don't feel like they're doing everything they can do for you. You know what? A lot of people feel like that. Well, Cruz and Pescara, they offer free case evaluation. That's right, free. No strings attached. You don't have to sign with them. None of that. Go give them a call. They're going to look it over. If you're all right, you're all right. But if you can do more, they'll do more. Cruz and Pescara, PA. Offices downtown Orlando, 407-841-0200.
All right. So we're gonna go into basketball. We're going to go to basketball. Before we get there, I just want to make sure that I say this publicly. I do not agree to force any other country to abide by our rules whatsoever. I think we can segregate ourselves from those situations where we don't agree with those rules. But like when the guy went to Korea and broke the laws of vandalizing cars, and they were like, the punishment is death. When you go to other places, you need to abide by the laws of other countries, and that could be a big situation. That's why I don't think the WWE is going to be able to change that with the blink of an eye, because that's been going on since Jesus.
Okay, this is not about Saudi Arabia. Okay,
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying this is not about Saudi Arabia. This is about the WWE.
Yeah, they didn't have to bend down.
Exactly. They bent down. Because, see, I'm not mad at Saudi Arabia. I'm actually not mad. I mean, we won't even get into that. But Saudi Arabia, it's like you come to their house. They already told you what the rules were.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you said, okay, I'm going to come and play anyways because you're going to pay me off. And we're going to take it. And that's the problem. That is the problem.
He'll be marrying like 20 ladies over there. Like it's what the law is. I have to do it.
I know you guys are defending John Cena in the sense of he has a contract. It's like saying I'm not going to work.
Is this a situation where you're saying they should stand or take a knee on the American anthem?
No, it's not the American flag. That's I'm
just saying, is this what you want the wrestlers to do, though?
I want certain wrestlers to stand up and say,
sit down.
I mean, for gosh sake, John Cena's fiance would have been wife. Would have been one of the ones told you can't go.
He probably would have been.
They broke up. Where are you at? That was 2 weeks ago.
Oh my goodness, I'm a closet fan.
All right, but anyways, I'm completely disappointed.
Aren't you supposed to say spoiler alert or something?
we had he was doing the daddy thing.
Is she available?
Saving the world one dad at a time.
You missed the whole.
Dolph Ziggler's cashing in, bro.
No,
Dolph has always been around.
I'm like. Well, until tonight, John Cena's like, I don't want to get married. I'm like, cool, I'm already married, so no problem.
But you can't go from John Cena to Ziggler. Like that's going from Red
Lobster.
Lobster.
But he's gonna give and give and give. Give her babies.
All right, now go. Now we can go back. But I just wanted to make sure people didn't think I was completely ignorant.
No. Well, playoff basketball. Kevin, a couple weeks ago, playoffs started. I said this was Christmas time, man, for us.
Yes.
Because this is my favorite part of any sporting is the NBA playoffs, because the regular season doesn't matter. I don't think it does.
Right.
But it is the playoffs going on right now. And last night, I can't remember who played last night.
There was Miami and Boston. But they didn't play each other. They obviously
Miami and the Sixers.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Golden State beat the Spurs, so they finished them off.
Which we already...
As you said, they gave him that win because of his dad.
Popovich, wife.
Yeah.
So they'll be playing the Pelicans in the second round.
Wow, the Warriors and the Pelicans, that's like us at St. Johnny. 2 versus 6. Number 2 team against the 6 team. Go ahead.
So you guys are the Warriors. You're Curry.
Yeah, we're the Warriors.
Curry and
Durant.
Durant.
We're the Warriors on the West Coast.
I will never be Curry.
No.
You can be Kevin Durant. KD.
Okay, that's different.
And on the Eastern Conference side, you got the Sixers are the only team that is ahead. So, Nick, who's playing tonight?
Tonight you have Indy and Cleveland. You have the other game that's going on right now, actually. Washington and Toronto, and the third game is the night game, Jazz and Jazz and Thunder, and then the Timberwolves and the Rockets.
Okay. See, the bracket that I have, I guess, is from...
Yeah, your bracket's crazy.
This is from... It looks like an 8-year-old did it.
I know it does. It looks like a
I hate when they're hard to read. That's what we're dealing with right now with the volleyball stuff. I'm like, don't send me a bracket that's like jumbled all around. Like I need. It
looks like old NBA Jam.
Yeah, I can't
graphic.
do it.
Looks like an old '80s video game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looks like old NBA Jam.
Anyways, we're gonna hold tight. You know, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Tonight was a very disappointing night.
I want to ask Kevin. A couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, we debuted the likely or unlikely.
Yes,
One of the questions I asked was, will LeBron lose in the first round?
And I said, no.
Unlikely.
How do you feel now that Indiana has stepped up? Can LeBron, will they win the first round or will they lose? I want your opinion because we all had ours. So
LeBron, jeez.
What is it? Isn't it tied right now?
It's a tight game right now.
Is
the
it
score?
tied?
Yeah.
The
Cavs
game.
lead 73-64.
That's tight.
And it's 2-2, right?
It is 2-2 in the series. LeBron has 31 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists.
He's on fire.
Yeah, but
he's on fire.
It's a lot, man. It's not the same team with him, man. They had some serious changes, and I know they were trying to bring in a little youth, trying to season things up a little bit, but
yes or no? Are they going to get out of the first round?
No.
So Indiana will upset Cleveland.
They will upset them.
Wow.
I'm thinking.
So
upset.
Who do you have in the Eastern Conference to represent the Eastern Conference in the finals? Indiana or Philadelphia?
Man, that just doesn't even sound right. So take it off.
Boston?
Boston's horrible right now. I'm sorry. I don't like them.
So I
don't like them.
You're not confident of any team in the Eastern Conference?
I feel for us. I mean, the Cavs aren't going to get there.
Okay.
I don't see it in the Cavs. So it'd be nice to see Indiana get there, get some changes. I'm going with it.
If you ask Phil, he's going to go Indiana.
No.
You always like the underdog.
Yeah, but I said the Eastern Conference. I said the Sixers. I said Philadelphia. I said they're the surprise of the playoffs.
Yeah,
and on the Western Conference, I've always said Houston,
I think this was the big argument we were having last year on the playoffs. Is that it was designated like we knew it. All of a sudden, the NBA became the WWE, and
it seemed predetermined.
Yeah, and that wasn't a good feel. I like where we're at right now, but I don't like how the Warriors are sitting. The Warriors had some mix up, but they were
well. They're saving Curry for the second round. So.
They were putting together some extreme weight leading into this. So we'll see where it goes.
Mm-hmm. Another good show. Disappointing at the WWE. Yeah. I'm very sad.
WWE, go back to the time where they had the Junkyard Dog, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Like there was a representation for every culture, like ghetto to country, hillbilly, to like super American, to the police, to the fireman. We had everybody. Go back. Take it back. I love you.
I'm mad.
Kevin Sutton Show and the crew. My man.
John Cena, it's over.
Dr. Phil, my ladies' point of view. My man, Just Nick, always keeping it famous. Hey, keep out there, baby. You see it on Google. KevinSuttonShow.com.